the anopay. So betim the afrafra kakra ana kra. Se me maame so de say wow. Enti nka we de me maame ankasa wo me ankasa no no. Ai. Eno say wa boko de.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. You have to do it in either English or Tree or Ga.
English or Ga?
Yes, because I don't speak Tree. I can understand a little, but I don't speak it well because okay. I'm Ga.
At all.
I'm being honest with you.
Okay, so you bear the same name as my mother. That is Sewa.
Yes. So I'm your mother. Yes, and I also yes.
So you are my mother. Yes.
Yes.
And I.
Okay, let's do it either in English or Ga because my Tree is very bad. I'm Ga, I've lived in Accra for a long time.
Okay, we will do the English. So no worries. So. Eco-conscious, some citizens, kindly enlighten us a bit. What are your areas of specialty? What are you really into?
We are interested in a clean, green, serene, and a clean, green, healthy, and serene environment. That's why we are looking at our parks and our gardens. That's why we are looking at clean water bodies, and that's why we are looking at protecting our forest reserves. And of course, noise pollution.
This means you are very much concerned about what
Pardon?
is. This means, or this translates into the fact that you are very much concerned about what is happening to our environment, our forest reserves, our water bodies by acts of galamseyers in this country. You are very much concerned about that.
What is happening right now is that the galamseyers are destroying us. We face what we call an existential threat. I'm sorry, there are calls coming in, so it's distracting. Okay. We face what we call an existential threat. They are poisoning us and destroying our forest reserves. Our water, which is life, is being poisoned. Our food is now being poisoned because the soil has been poisoned. So even when you are eating your fufu, you don't know whether the cassava or the plantain or the yam has poison in it, mercury or cyanide or whatever. So we face what we call an existential threat. We can all die if we don't stop this menace. And that is why we've been saying we have to stop this environmental terrorism, because this illegal mining is affecting every fabric of our life. The cocoa, very soon we won't be able to export cocoa because it will tell you that it contains mercury. First of all, the cocoa farms are being destroyed by the galamseyers. What is left? We might not be able to export it because we'll be told it contains mercury. So it's a very serious situation with state. Health-wise, people are getting kidney disease. Mothers are dying at childbirth. Babies are being born either dead or deformed because of the mercury. So it's a very serious situation.
So what do you make of the revocation of post-December 7 mining licenses by the minister in charge of the sector? What do you make of the revocation?
Well, it's a step in the right direction. But what about those mining licenses which were issued before that date?
Okay.
Because you see, our problem has been with irresponsible mining.
Okay.
And what you need to do is to have monitoring and enforcement. But what has been happening is that we've been issuing small-scale mining licenses, like you issue confetti. Quickly we issue, and so many of them have been issued. And yet we can't monitor. So what is happening is that they are operating. Of course, some of them may be doing the right thing, but we believe the majority, some of them are just like the illegal miners because they are not going through the procedure and nobody's checking. It's like they're giving people driving licenses, but nobody checks. Do they go through red lights? Do they service their cars? Do they drive on the pavement? Do they drive on the zebra crossing while the pedestrian is going there? That's why you have police officers who are supposed to be, checking what is going on. With the mining, you've issued the licenses, then you don't monitor. So whether they are washing their gold into the water bodies or not, you don't know. Whether they are close to water bodies or settlements or things, you're not monitoring. So that's the point we are making, that pause it, which means stop it for a period until you can get your act together and you're in a position to monitor and enforce. If they're not doing the right thing, revoke their licenses and stop them from continuing the illegal activity.
Okay, and to take the fight against Galamsey a notch higher, the government has put together a policy which has seen to the birth of the Blue Water Guards. It is an initiative that the government has launched. The people have been trained. It has been met with a mixed feeling. Others say the military couldn't do it, the Navy couldn't do it. What will ordinary citizens do? Others say it is a step in the right direction and all. From where you sit, do you think it is an initiative that is going to really help us curtail or reduce the devastating impact that Galamsey is having on our water bodies?
You see, we have to be clear about what we are trying to do. The initiative is not aimed at actually repelling the environmental terrorists. This is something that they cannot do. They are not well trained. And even if they are well trained, they don't have the experience, and they will not be fully armed. Even sections of the army have been made to retreat by some of the illegal miners who are highly armed. So the only people who can repel the illegal miners who are highly armed are the army. They are trained, they have the resources, and they can do it. Now, what the scheme, what it can do is that after you have removed the environmental terrorists, they can patrol and make sure that they don't come back, or at any sign of an excavator, for example, moving towards a forest reserve, they can give the alert so that the authorities come and deal with them. So they will be complementary. They will come in after you have removed the illegal miners, but they cannot be the ones to remove the illegal miners because they will not be highly armed. And you need a disciplined, well-trained force. And that's what your army has been trained to do. Your army has been trained to fight wars. And at the moment, the illegal miners have declared war. Because when you go around poisoning people's water sources, it's an act of war. It's a declaration of war.
And then again, these individuals are people from the locality. So suffice to say, they know the people doing the Galamsey. For that matter, familiarity sets in and becomes difficult for them to execute what they've been mandated to execute.
Yes, that is something that could be the case. People could also argue that they don't want their community to be poisoned, so they might do something about it. So, that is debatable. But right now, we face a crisis, a red alert. We're being poisoned. So we need to focus on removing the environmental terrorists. But yes, it's good to have people who can patrol. And it is hoped that if it's your community, you would not want to have some of your community members and outsiders poisoning your water bodies because you want to live. And you know that water is life. So that is the thinking. And then those who are in, supposedly, I don't buy that, but supposedly because they don't have jobs, they don't have a means of income. But the reality is that it's not because they don't have jobs, it's because of the amount of money people think they can get from illegal mining, which you will not get from a 9-to-5 job. That's why people are in illegal mining. Okay. But be that as it may, I want us all to focus on getting rid of the environmental terrorists. Every day we wait is a day too much because one excavator can destroy about 1.5 hectares of land in just one day.
Wow.
So every day we are dilly-dally, more and more of our forest reserves are being destroyed. And if we don't take care, we won't have any forest reserves left. So we need to act now. And yes, you can get these people to patrol after you have flushed out the environmental terrorists, but they cannot do it. They're not equipped to do it.
All right. Thank you. But Rashid sends in this message. He's listening to us. He says, is the call for the state of emergency justified? And will she support shoot to kill? He wants to know from you if you think that...
I will not support shoot to kill. You see, even in wartime, there's something known as rules of engagement. For example, you don't shoot somebody who is running away or who has their hands up or who is showing a white flag. What a state of emergency is going to do is to give the army the resources and the authority they need to go to our forest reserves and water bodies and get rid of the illegal mining. Before then, you tell people we are coming. So if you are there, you are deemed to be an enemy. But you do not shoot to kill unless the person is about to attack you. Because if you just go there, you're going to shoot everybody who is there. There could be a forest ranger there. Are you going to shoot him because he happens to be there? So what I'm saying is that just shooting to kill could be dangerous. You only shoot to protect yourself. So if you believe that or you apprehend danger, then you defend yourself by shooting. But your objective is not to go and shoot. Your objective is to go and clear the forest reserves and water bodies of the environmental terrorists. They are poisoning our water bodies, they are destroying our forest reserves, and they are terrorists. Very soon we won't have food to eat which is safe. Because I had information that some tubers that were taken to the US were found to contain mercury. We've seen that the placenta of some mothers who have died at childbirth was full of mercury. There's what do we call it? There's a rise in kidney disease. We face an existential threat, and we think that a state of emergency is a way of getting the army to help us solve the problem. But I do not support shoot to kill in a vacuum. You shoot to kill somebody who's about to kill you, but you don't just go there with the objective of shooting and killing.
Okay. We appreciate your time this morning, madam. We hope to come to you once again should the need arise.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day.
Have a good day as well. Abusia yene madam Awula Sewa Penny Kwanchefo Awoda eco conscious citizens ana atwetwe enkomo de boshe de beye